Hello everyone and welcome back to Friday Night StarCraft. Today, more IEM Katovice, because of course it is, let's be real. It's the World Champs. I want to cast a lot of these games. Today, going back to the round of 24, and I'll be starting off the bottom right, playing Zerg. It's Reynor. And the top left, it is everyone's favorite German punching bag, ShoWTimE. At least tell me ShoWTimE is actually German. I'm pretty sure he is. Regardless, I still regard him as one of the greatest players at not dying. Unfortunately, this is the World Championships and he's up against Reynor, so he needs to do more than just not die. However, he does play Protoss, and sometimes not dying is all you need to do until you've built up a late game army. I'm not bitter, I swear. Regardless, pretty regular starts here. ShoWTimE, just being a pain with his probe. Not trying to achieve anything, just being annoying. And Reynor, just ignoring him and getting his expansion up. I know so little about ZVP, I'm just going to assume the 2 in gas is standard. Until the 3rd comes in now. I just think that has something to do with, and your gas comes up right in time for when you want to get link speed. And then those workers will probably transfer, because I can't imagine you want gas for much else for a little bit in ZVP. Could be mistaken. Regardless, Queen's coming up. Adept. Chrono's out. No warp gate yet, which even in my stupid Terran brain, I'm pretty sure that means Stargate. Yep, there it is. And then Reynor sees that the warp gate is not doing anything. And now just starts spinning, so, oh god, the probe. Oh, wrong button. Control Shift F. There we go. Yes, probe continues to be annoying. Who'd have thought? Meanwhile, Queens preparing for this Oracle, right? Yes, I got it right. I good at ZVP. Adept, I suspect that one would, yeah. That one does not finish. Third hatch coming down now. Good number of queens. How many queens are we up to now? Oh, still only 3 queens. It feels like more. Feels like a lot more. Regardless. 4 crawler. The Oracle protection is coming down. 3 adepts do go into the main. That's a pain in the butt for us to deal with, but I think one of them will go down. The other 2 will get into the natural and try to cause some problems. Meanwhile, the Oracle... Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. The Oracle distracted the Queens from the Adept that was on about 2 health in front of them. That the Zerglings couldn't get to. However, Ling counterattack... 6 drones went down in all of that, by the way. So, there is a Protoss worker lead at the moment. The Oracles and the Zerglings will just stare at each other here. The Adept will just refuse to leave his little pylon bunker there. They haven't worked out windows yet, so they're not actually able to shoot out like from a covered position. However, those lasers will fire off. More Adepts continuing to come out now. 2 Adepts making their way across the map. Queens will fight them off, and there we go. just back in. Yep, get forced away for now. But 3 oracles present a threat. With a 4th on the way now. This is a lot of oracles. Gonna be... Even as creep, covering 3 bases is not going to be the easiest. I assume he's got 1... Yes, he does have a spore at each base. But to some extent, 3 oracles can ignore that. The queens are really going to have to do a fair bit of this work here. I think... I do believe that Reynor will be up to the task. Yeah. Okay, how many queens will be up to? Only 6 queens. He just keeps running into the... I suppose... Yeah, they are mobile enough that if you know what you're doing, you can work around. Especially with this creep spree. He has to go so far to get around the queens. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. Going for the Rich Vespine base now. Here's Reynor. Runs in again, just sees a lot of queens and decides against it. As worker counts, getting pretty high now for both sides. Does manage to force down a few spores. Pauses the drone pool. Meanwhile, behind it all, he's inefficiently mining gas from the 3rd. Got the rest of his bases set up. He's got his robo, he's got his robotics bay. Twilight Council finishing up now, so that can be 4. Oh, never mind, 7 more workers died. As the Oracle. 9 workers going down in the end there. My caster multitasking was not up to the task, I apologize. However, Reynor responded to this by building about 15 workers, so... There is a certain amount of, like, you often do wonder if the Zergle even notices you're harassed sometimes. And yes, I know that could be 30 Zerglings, but... Ooh, Oracle goes down there. That's... wasn't meant to happen. Lost 2 oracles. The first one was almost certainly worth it. We got 9 drones. Second one, a little bit less so. I think we're moving into the stage of the game now where those will mostly be harassment units. Blink the order of the day from the Twilight Council first up. And start moving across the map. Gonna run into the Great Wall of Queens here. There's a lot of energy there. But a big disruptor hit doesn't really care about energy. Okay. Big disruptor hit is a good way of clearing the queen energy. I wouldn't go so far as to say the queens just ignore it. Couple of force fields there, force them to take a little bit longer. Move. Oh. Good micro there, just keeping all of the Protoss units alive. Continues forcing Reynor back. Ravagers are on the way. Another big disruptor hit there. That clears several of those queens. Disruptor biles come down. Don't achieve a huge amount. Blinker's done. Blinks forward on top of these Ravagers. Gets a fair bit of damage done there. Meanwhile, these slow zealots are struggling against these roaches. But they're really just there to buy time for the Stalkers to... Oh, big shot coming in from behind. Clears out a Ravager. ShoWTimE is flanked on all sides here. However, drone pull, is it going to be enough? Ravager, sorry, Disruptor takes down 2 more roaches. Clears out the top side attack. Going to be very difficult for Reynor to hold on to his 3rd and 4th now. Just keeps losing more and more army. Now that Oracle goes down, not ideal, but also very much not lethal. It's up to 3 Disruptors now. Big Disruptor doesn't get too much with those Disruptor shots. Another round of Stalkers blink in. And Reynor taps out of this one. And we hit up game 2 now. We're on Grosvenor. Starting bottom right, it's ShoWTimE. And in the top left, it's Reynor. This is definitely one of the bigger maps, but the bases are spaced out a little bit further away, a little bit more awkward to run in between, I feel, on this map. So you can can go one or two ways. Can go just sort of things get locked down a little bit, or we get a very long, very interesting game. And by very long, interesting game, I mean short 10-minute cheese fest. So far, not seeing anything of the sort. Although Reynor is currently going a little bit greedy. This is quite a late spawning pool. Put that on what, 18, 19? Extractor might have gone down first, which would put it at 19, 18, I believe. Regardless, that is quite a late pool, but considering the rush distance, considering that ShoWTimE's already got his Nexus down, not a huge amount's going to come of it. Even if ShoWTimE might feel a little bit aggrieved that he didn't manage to get there in time. And now the Overlord will come floating in. Sees the expansion, I take it? Yep. Sees the timing of it, and he's going to float over to his pillar in a second. Sees that there is, in fact, no warp gate, currently researching. Which means that once again, we will be having a Stargate. You Zerglings chase away the attempted third block from the probe. ShoWTimE utilizing a different strategy from the from most Protosses. Most Protosses go for the you must take your third first. No passing go, no collecting $200. ShoWTimE preferring to make a big deal of song and dance about the third base. Well, this Adept will, well, these are two Adepts will stand around making the Lings run around, but ultimately it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually get a huge amount done there. Is continuing to pump out Adepts here, though. Oracle also on the way. Two Queens, continuing to zone out. Will complete the wall. I believe this is a hard wall. It's a little bit hard to tell in this UI, but I believe that's a hard wall. So... oh no, never mind. No, it isn't. I am mistaken. Meanwhile, Oracle flies in, directly past the Queen, sees the Spore Crawler, decides there's not much you can do with one. Oracle. Second Spore Crawler going down in the natural mineral line. Decent chunk of Zerglings, zoning out some Adepts in the middle of the map. Warp Gate research finishes up, and both players continuing macroing, making this a perfect time to scroll down to the comments below, talk about how the 6 worker start was so much better for creating interesting early games. I mean, look, I say that on one hand, I do feel like that from a gameplay point of view. On the other hand, this is about the point in time when players will be putting down their second production facility. So, yeah, okay. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. And that was back on StarCraft time too, not on real time. Depths run in. The Oracles get 2 Queens? No, not quite. Oh, loses an Oracle there. Does get 2 Queens, but flew one of those Oracles in a rather horrible direction there and actually lost it. Large number of Adepts. Okay, 5 Adepts now. A little bit disconcerting with the shades. Okay, you're just about in the wall there. Big Zergling run by. Depths find a nice little pocket there, especially with the sentry just behind. Runs in. Gets a nice revelation on the probes, so he will have... ShoWTimE will have some good vision of the main... okay, I guess hitting the... No, actually, no. Hitting the lair I don't think is very useful. Yeah, well, okay. It's also a lot shorter than you always expect it to be. I mean, to be fair, it did last for approximately 2 weeks originally. But it has not been like that for quite some time. Oracles continue flying around, just making a nuisance of themselves, finding out all the various locations, shooting a laser at a drone every now and again. As the worker count continues building for both sides. However, we are starting to get close to the point in the game where workers become a bit more of... Ooh. Did discover an empty mineral line there, but he decided against going for it. The Adepts and the Warped in Zealots going to continue causing havoc. Creep Highway extends down here on the bottom side of the map. The one in the middle is proven to be a little bit more difficult to keep extended. Traps a half-decent number of Zerglings there. Wasn't quite able to get the Zealots in to truly corner a decent chunk of them. However, more Oracles flying in. The Overlords performing the Spore Crawler hug. And another Revelation goes down the main. Forces Spore Crawler to be started. Nothing much else to say there. This, on the other hand, this is something to say something about. It's interesting, considering that he went for the Oracle start. It means there's Spore Crawlers at every base except at every base. So, it will be interesting to see what that gets used for. 4th base, finishing up now. Getting a decent amount of static defense there. Very well walled in cannon. Roaches and Zerglings busting down the middle of the middle there. Keep big Revelation there. That will be very useful. Queens making their way down now as the highway continues. The Zealots and Zerglings. I believe ShoWTimE spotted the Banelings morphing in there. Does see all of these Banelings and probably noticed there that they don't currently have Zergling speed, Baneling speed. That is about to change and has now done so. Overlord speed also completed, by the way. +2 attack also about to finish. Stasis Trap gets a few Zerglings. Banelings rolling in from the south. A few Corrosive Biles go down. Nothing too massive yet. Biles managed to hit right in the middle of the army. Reynor pulls her out, pulls back, comes down to come from a different angle. Not gonna let those Zerglings get trapped there. They do get a surround on an Archon. A couple of Archons with big surrounds. Disruptor balls finally going out. Oh, that was one really good hit there on the left. I think the top one not quite so much. Zerglings just going to be cleared out of the mineral line. However, they did manage to kill 20 probes in all of that. Not irrelevant. ShoWTimE does have plenty where that came from, and he can build them 4 at a time, so definitely not the end of the world. Oof. Stasis Trap gets 1 roach. They probably wanted a little bit more than that for that one. Shaping up for another big push in the middle of the map. Disruptors. Gonna hold that back for a second. Up to 4 Disruptors now. +3 attack as well on the way. Reynor. Oh, good disruptor hit on those banelings. That was a lot of banelings there. That's probably going to hold back this push for another little bit. Reynor going for the all attack upgrades all the time build currently, as he's already got +2 melee attack with +2 ranged attack on the way. Also getting the crackling upgrade, which is going to be a very big deal. Disruptor ball chases away this attack from the south. Disruptor's doing a very good job of zoning out, just making it very difficult for Reynor to really push in anywhere. Huge number of Archons going down as well. That's going to be very important. Gets a couple of Zerglings there with that. Just continue zoning out with the Disruptors. Not going to be able to fire off 2 at a time forever though. And there are more Banelings shaping up here at the south. They don't really have a line in to get to the workers there. However, the 5th base here is going to be a bit more vulnerable. Decent's around here, but he's surrounding Archons, and they do pretty well against Zerglings even when surrounded. Picks off a Mortal. This Archon's gonna try and get back, doesn't quite manage it. Oh, I feel like that Zealot was a little bit out of position there. He was lucky not to have Zerglings loose in his base, and as we all know, you never want Zerglings in your base. Meanwhile, Reynor continues to take about 2/3 of the map in expansions, with the rest of it covered in creep. Picking up his 5th and his 6th. While ShoWTimE forced to just stick back here for now. Also, going for what you would normally call the Bronze League upgrade path of get all of the weapons and then get shields. However, I guess it probably is worth it with all of these Archons he has. And well, he's not playing against a Terran, so he doesn't have to worry about EMP. Meanwhile, Reynor showing up outside the front door. He sneaks a handful of Zerglings in. ShoWTimE does a good job of not letting many in. However, there is still 1 or 2 in his base, and he's got to deal with this attack at the same time. As Banelings rolling into the mineral line now. Loses the third Nexus. Zerglings get cleared out of the main. Didn't lose too many probes there, although he did lose a few. Lost the Nexus as well, which is a pretty big deal. And he's... looks like he's going to try and do something on the map now, but I'm just not quite sure he has what he needs to do it. As another couple of probes went down somewhere, I'm not quite sure. Ooh, Stasis Ward will stop the Banelings, however, this is enough Zerglings, and now the Roach is coming in. This base is not going to be long for this world. Meanwhile, at the top side, Reynor's going to try and push in towards what was the 4th or the 5th base of Reynor. Half mined out now. He's going to try and get some damage done. Meanwhile, this 4th base is definitely going to go down. Killed a bunch of workers here. He's going for the base trade. But Reynor just has so much more base that... and honestly, we'll probably be able to deal with this army eventually with reinforcements. But ShoWTimE just pushing in. He's going straight for the hive. These Corruptors coming out. Sees the Brood Lords morphing in, and he's not going to be too happy about that one, I can't imagine. Kill some workers. There's Brood Lords pushing in. Clears out the hive. Reynor is actually pulling his army back here. Or could be trying to get ShoWTimE stuck at the edge of his base here. Just sends a few Zerglings in to deal with the last of ShoWTimE's economy. ShoWTimE does manage to get back down the ramp mostly. Blinks on top of the Brood Lords. Does have enough Stalkers, or had enough Stalkers to one-shot them. Lost a few now. Cleared up a few of the Brood Lords. Those can't be remade now. As a matter of fact, Reynor can produce pretty much nothing at the moment. However, ShoWTimE doesn't have any money, so And this is still a big army. That's almost all the Stalkers down. And with the Stalkers down, it becomes very, very hard to deal with these Broodlords. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure he can. He does have a DT running around, and that's going to be a pain to deal with, at least until this 4 finishes rooting, and then it no longer is a problem. Ooh, Oracle runs back into die. I think he was F2 there, bringing all his army back. Broodlords. Stalkers managed to get on top of the Broodlords a little bit. Good disruptor hit on the Queens there. Another disruptor hit, zones out the rest of the Queens. Broodlords. He's down to 2 Broodlords now, but there's no more Stalkers. Lings come pushing down. ShoWTimE is still trying to push his way out of base here, and yeah, that's game. The army finally gets cleaned up by Reynor. Ties it back up at 1-1. Time for game 3 now. Playing on Dragon Scales. Reynor top left, ShoWTimE bottom right. Let's see what happens. This time ShoWTimE going for the Zerg is not allowed to expand build, and Reynor was expecting it and proceeds directly to his third. ShoWTimE should feel lucky that the didn't go down like here or here. However, continues on in. Extractor goes down. Spawning pool goes down. And Nexus goes down. There we go. And now we wait. So if you forgot to like and subscribe last time, then proceed to do so now, and then yell at me for being an angry sellout or something. I don't care. Engagement is engagement, right? In all seriousness though, if there is anything you have liked, haven't liked, think I should do better, or if you just want me to get back in the basement and stop talking about StarCraft, go ahead. As the workers come out of the gas, and more expansions are on their way. Meanwhile, the Adept is... Yep, Reynor has another good spotting on the Cybercore timing. ShoWTimE desperately running away from those Zerglings, just like, I got the minerals! I need to get away! Oh god, they're on me! Before realizing they turn around, it's just like, anything interesting happening? Meanwhile, Adept walks towards the mineral line. Zerglings come to greet him. Where'd he go? There he is. This will be about the only interesting thing that happens for a little while. Oh, 2 Adepts. Early game aggression. Well, that drone is on a suicide. Oh, manages to path around the Queen. I play Terran and Adepts that are annoying early game. How does Zergs deal with this? Just everywhere, and your units are so weak. Oh, does get the big surround on the Adepts here. Apparently that's how he deals with them. Cleans those up. ShoWTimE looking the wrong way. Unable to save them even with the Oracle. Now, that Oracle can't really go harassing anything for a hot minute, because, yeah, I'm not sure he needs to come back to deal with the Zerglings, but doesn't really have enough energy to do much. With the Second Oracle out now, he can go and attack, but now the Queens are in position, the Spore Crawlers are pretty much all up. ShoWTimE missed the timing here. I think Reynor was a little bit late getting some of his Oracle defenses up, and just missed the timing where he might have been able to get in and get something done. ShoWTimE, however, forced back for now. Zerglings establishing themselves on the map. If they can't help against the Oracles, they might as well go and put some pressure down. The Adepts moving across now. Zerglings can and probably do want to help deal with that. The Oracles move in. Pick off a couple of probes. Sorry, drones. But oh, geez, that they did not want to go that way. They did not want to go that way at all. The Adepts found a nice little position here, especially if the Oracles get in position above. Yeah, Queens. I think 2 Queens can probably force that back, at least with that amount of energy. The Adepts back at home. Continuing on with life, +1 weapons. Mortal all on the way. Roach Warren going down. +1 weapons. As everybody just gets the various things they want to get into the mid game with. Such as like less Oracles. He did get a drone or 2, but I think he'd rather have a... Well, he's lost 2 Oracles now that I think he'd really rather have. Regardless, more gateways going down. Just a little third base wall off. Ooh, he's going to lose at least one of those Adepts. The other one might get out. Nope. Gets a handful of drones, which is not nothing. And again, I'm not quite sure what this Dark Shrine is hoping for, since he's already forced out so many spores with the Oracles that he is pretty much thrown away at this point. Reynor, in the meantime, is 4 bases firmly established, and Oracles are not going to do much about that. ShoWTimE trying to get his 4th down as well here. And this is going to be in creep range pretty soon if this keeps up. Does manage to stop the run by. Force fields are going to hold everything up for a little bit. Couple of cannons and a shield battery in the main. Overseer. Just hanging out. Nothing to see here. So I begin looking around the map to see if there's a Nidus. No, there is not. I see an Overseer in a place like that and I get very suspicious. Meanwhile, +2 weapons, I believe, still on the way. Yes, +2. Gets a decent number of Zerglings with that disruptor hit. And here come the Banelings. Where are they? That's a lot of Banelings. A few Roaches and Ravages as well. Oh, this could go badly for ShoWTimE here. He could be about to get sandwiched very, very hard. Getting some Zealots out. They will spot the Banelings. Getting one Zealot out in front to take a few Baneling hits is good. That's a very good thing there to have that happen. However, Rock's going down here as well. More Banelings rolling up this ramp. This is going to be a very tough position to hold. Good disruptor hits will be a good start. That's stage 1 to having a good defense. Archon's on the right hand side. Preparing for those Banelings. Another. Here it comes. Here comes the rolling in. Half decent disruptor shot there. Took out a decent number of Banelings. However, there's so many Zerglings, Banelings. These big stasis wards are helping, but I just don't think there's anywhere near enough units to deal with this, even before all of these banelings come out of stasis. When they come out of stasis, they are going to explode all over all of these Archons. Getting a good number of... Nexus goes down. Did manage to rescue some disruptors, but that was all Reynor needed to do is establish base number 5, base number 6. ShoWTimE left with nothing where his 4th was besides an unpowered gateway and an assimilator. Yeah, takes the more standard base this time. I'm not quite sure why he took that one as his 4th. I get that he was probably trying to push forward, trying to have a launching off point, but he just has not established himself on the map yet and just gave Reynor too many angles, and this is so many Zerglings. Okay, he's only got 50 odd Zerglings now, but he's got 30 Banelings and what, another 20 Roaches? Yeah, this is a huge army. He's got an Overseer running around with it. Oh, the DTs are for Archons. It all makes sense now. I'm not used to seeing people go for DTs for Archons. Archons turning into DTs is normally what I expect to see once the DTs have... Oh, that's so many Baneling hits over so many Archons. ShoWTimE says that's enough and will depart this game. Oh, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.